tracks even more so.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are watching in from or watching this back from, wherever or whenever. My name is Darian J. Welcome to my little studio, and this is my evening session. And the evenings I work on tracks that are already in progress. So that means I've done the initial idea. So I've gotten a take that I believe has something in it worth working on. And I'm kind of hiding behind this mic a little bit today. So I got a new mic stand and I'm just trying to get the right position for it. It's a work in progress, of course, as everything is. So work on a track that's I've done an initial idea for, and I've done a take of the initial idea, and it's got something in it that I believe is worth working on. And then we work on it till we get it to a stage where we can listen back and make a decision on whether we want to release it or not. So several stages to the process. Each one will often require multiple sessions to get it to the point where you can make the decision. And part of the process is listening back and listening back to the track after it has rested for a few days. Very important. I'll repeat this until I'm blue in the face. But very important to give yourself time to rest from a track so you can make those kind of decisions, decide whether it is worthy of more work, and also deciding whether, if you have decided it's worthy of more work, deciding whether that work you have done is adding something to it, as in, does it make it better? Is it a better track? Is it working more? Is there a payoff? Is there a hook? Is there a thing in it that captures you? So we are going to have a listen to the track we're going to work on today. So back to my Trello board. This is the Automatic Music Machine, as created by the awesome Mike Monday. So I will mention him quite a lot on these streams, so make sure to head over to his makemusicyour.life website. Check out his courses, the AMM course, which is the Automatic Music Machine. He's doing it differently now. He's doing it live, so he's doing live workshops, and you build this amazing Trello board with automations and everything going on, so you can keep track of your projects. You can put them in the different stages that they're at, and you can leave them, you can come back to them, you know where they are, you've got them filed on your computer properly. So if you're anything like I was, then you'll have masses and masses of track ideas not finished, some finished, some just lost on your hard drive, just lost forever in the graveyard, if you like, never to be worked on again. Now, some of those tracks are good, and I've gone back to tracks I've started, years ago and gone, oh, this is bloody good, and carried on working on it and managed to release it, and it's been worth the time. So having some kind of tracking system for your music is it's worth its weight in gold. It's essential. So we digress. So today's track we're working on is called Power Laws. I'm not sure if we've worked on this together before on the stream, or whether this is the first time, but what we're going to do is we're going to have a quick listen. Now I'm going to listen on my phone, on my in-ears, because this is how I listen to a lot of other people's music. Just take my headphones off. And I know what music's supposed to sound like on these bad boys. These are the SCL2 from Shure. They do the 3, the 4 and the 5. I think there's even a higher model now. They get progressively more expensive and progressively better quality as you go up, but these are phenomenal for an entry-level pair. I think they're around £80, £90, something like that. Well worth investment, because you can just hear things at a level that you can't on regular earphones or headphones, from a kind of consumer or listener perspective. So I listen to my tracks that I'm working on when they're getting to the kind of mixing and mastering stage. I'll listen back on here to give my idea of how the track as a whole sounds, and then we'll go into the project and work on it there, where we can listen to the finer details on monitors and on studio headphones properly. So on here we're listening for, does it sound complete enough as a whole, sound wise, track structure wise, mix, does the mix sound together, is everything in its place? And then we'll go back and listen to, and then we'll go back and work on it if we need to, or we will master it if it sounds good enough as it is. So I'm going to play this one for you, and I'm going to play it on here for me. I'm going to start mine first, so I finish before you, and that way you're not waiting for me when that one's finished, because I don't want to play it through the speakers for the reasons I just said. I don't want to listen on my headphones, my studio headphones, because that's how I listen to the music when I'm working on it. So this just gives me an alternative aspect, if you like. Okay, so where am I? Power Laws 3.6 WAV. Takes a little time to download, so I'm going to fire up your version so you can listen to it. Make sure everything's working. I will turn my mic off when we do this, so you don't hear me grunting, sniffing, belching, anything like that. Okay, we're good to go. So if you've got good headphones, or if the headphones you use for listening to music when you're just listening for enjoyment's sake, or when you're listening to other people's music, put those on to listen to this, because then you'll be able to hear it compared. Your mind will compare it to the stuff you usually listen to, and you'll get a better idea of what needs to be done. Okay, I'll just reset this by mistake, so wait for it to download again. Okay, here we go. I'll turn my mic off and play the track for you. Sorry, start that one again for you. Okay. So, now, to me, that sounded pretty much all together. Everything was placed. One slight concern is the bass being a touch loud, but only ever so slightly. So, maybe I'd fix that with the mastering. Wouldn't recommend that. But in order to keep things moving swiftly on, it's going to take too long to adjust it, bounce it out, and then bring it into the mastering template. So I'm not going to do anything to it. I can always go back when you're not here, but I'd rather just go through the process with you so you can see the mastering process. Now, if I had the money, then I would pay someone to do it, but I don't have the money. So I'd rather help you guys understand how it works and how you can do it yourself if you're going to self-release tracks like I am. Then spend the money, get someone else to do it for me at this time. So I need to I'm just trying to find the last track I mastered, which was the one from last year. The last one last year. There we go. 2.2 master. So we're just going to open the mastering template up I have, which is basically has the track in that I last mastered, and we're going to use that to master this one. Now the version we just listened to is a 24-bit WAV, so the quality is already there, so we've got no issues there. We don't have to bounce it out again. As I say, we'll give this. I don't always get it right first time with the mastering. I have released stuff last year that I've done just one session on very quickly, and it's been okay. It's not been the best mastering you'll hear, but it's been enough. You can still play it. There's a couple of tracks I've tried playing out, and they're a bit bass heavy, which is typical, especially with these monitors. Why did that just crash? Oh dear. I'll try that again. So waiting for the project to boot up. Yeah, the thing is with these monitors, the monitors I have are Focal CMS 65s. They've stopped making them now. They replaced them with, I think, the Shape series. They replaced them with. But I love these, and I wouldn't swap them for the world. Unless I couldn't, if they broke and I couldn't get them fixed, I may consider changing. But what's great about these, they're so heavy. They've got this solid kind of, they're not wooden. I don't know what they're made of. It's like a metal of some kind, but they're so thick and solid. They give this very dead, flat sound. But they lack a little bit of bottom end for that reason. So they're very good for mixing and mastering on. They're not great for listening to music. Right, for some reason that version is not loading up. So let me try another version, another track that was mastering. This could be a very short stream if I can't get Ableton to open up. Yeah, so they're great for mixing and mastering, but they're not great for listening to music on, because they don't add the usual kind of smiley face EQ that hi-fi speakers tend to add to music. So everything sounds a bit kind of flat and lifeless, and like, what's wrong with that? But that's basically how it really sounds, well, relatively speaking. So when I do a stream on Thursday evening, 5:30, I'm having a mix at the moment. I'm hoping to incorporate some live stuff into that setup. And it's a bit tricky because, one, I can't turn it up very loud here. And two, everything sounds slightly off, slightly out of time. Right, nothing is opening up here. I've got a feeling because I moved a load of files yesterday. It's no longer reading from where the actual tracks are kept now, so it's struggling to open them up. It's not ideal. So I'm just going to open up the actual template and we'll go from there. Hopefully it's still got the same layout that I've been using and we can still work on something. Now remember, okay, we're up and running. So, okay, so everything should be set up here. There's my mastering channel here, my mastering chain, SSL comp stereo from Waves, UAD Shadow Hills Industry compressor, mastering compressor, the UAD Manly Massive Passive, BX Digital Brainworks BX1, and Waves Kramer tape stereo, had a bit of analog tape, and then Ozone 9 for a bit of cheating at the end to fix what I couldn't do. So we need to drag it in our track. So let's find the track. It's in my automatic music machine in progress. What's it called again? Power Laws. Okay, so let's find it. Power Laws. Excuse me, make sure I've got the 3.6. So great, we can just drag. Oops. Make sure I've got the right page open. Drag it over here to the arrangement view, put it in. Now this is where having the BPM in the title is handy. So I know it's 122. I'm just go up to 122. We're not warping it, so we don't want to mess with the audio. But we do want to see where things happen and put markers in for certain sections possibly. So we know where stuff happens. So main drop here. So that's arguably, all right, okay, before we do that, let's copy this down to a reference channel. Okay, so I've got my main channel here. The mastering chain is on that channel, not on the master. The reason for that is on my master channel, I've got reference plugins. So I've got Magic AB, which I recommend. If any of you have seen any of my other production streams, you'll have noticed that I don't reference during the production. I don't reference during the mix, really. Maybe towards the end, if I have time, I'll load mastering AB up, and I will have. Oops, there's my work. I'll have my own tracks in the Magic AB to compare to my previous tracks. I did have that on my other mastering template where I've actually been using it. I changed the presets to tracks of my own because I basically just want to reference to myself to make sure I was doing as good as I'd done before, if not better. And that was during the 1 track a week release schedule last year. But for these purposes, I've got tracks from other people in. So this is set up on a shortcut key. It should be. Yeah. There. Bit of Thomas Gandy. Oh, no, sorry, Olivier Giacomoto, beg your pardon. We've got some. What's his name? I forgot his name. Oh, German Briganti, other deep house guy, deep house, tech house. Oops. As you can tell, quite a lot of bass heavy stuff. We've got another German Briganti track here as well. And then we've got some Thomas Gandy. Which is kind of has the vocal stuff in. Another Thomas Gandy. I think this is Thomas Gandy and German Briganti together. There's a definite theme going on here. And last one, another Thomas Gandy track. So that's my comparisons. So that's on my master channel. Also on my master channel, I've got 3 EQ set up. 1 high cut, 1 band pass. So sorry, let's keep it all in the same jargon. So 1 low pass, 1 band pass in the mids, and 1 high pass. And I've set those up on shortcut keys, numbers 1, 2, and 3. So we can let's loop that section of my track. So we can take everything out apart from the bass, and we can compare that to my reference tracks. And so that's the bass end, then the mids. And then the top end. And that's basically just to make sure that nothing is jumping out and sounding completely wrong in those frequency areas. Once you've done the mastering or during the mastering, I've also got my ARC 2 here, which is great. This is a room correction system. Unfortunately, it's I haven't readjusted it for this new room. So we moved into this house in September last year, 2021, and it basically needs. There's a mic that comes with this software, and you basically measure the room, and it adjusts the output of your speakers to compensate for the room. As you can see here, there was a lot of bias, and it basically flattened out the EQ curve to compensate. So I still use it here, even though it's not going to be that accurate, but it just gives me an idea of what it sounds like on a different system. It has some monitor emulations, and I use the Yamaha NS10 model. So I can switch to that. That gives me another option. So that probably sounds really weird to you, but here it sounds terrible in these headphones. I am going to switch to speakers when I do this, so you may get a little bit of feedback, but my apologies. Okay, so that's my master channel. Oh, and last but not least, I've got the Ozone 9 Spectrum. Again, that's just giving you a visual representation of what's going on. Again, just to look for anything that's just really out of the ordinary, and hopefully get something close to these professionally mastered tracks. Okay, so first things first. God, it's hot in here. The problem with doing the streams at this time of night, well, this at the end of the day, I work in this office in the studio all day, in my day job, and I've got the computers on all day, and by this time of the day it gets really warm. So let's switch to I need to bring up my stream so we can hear exactly what's going on. Okay, so first things first, where are we going? Here, let's close that, I don't need to see those. Let's go to our actual channel, bring up our plugins, and first things first, we've got SSL Comp. So we're just going to switch that on. Now all we're doing with this is just bring a very ever so gentle touch of compression. And I'm using the CLA Stereo Finalizer preset, and I'm just adjusting the threshold a little bit, just so it's not doing too much. It's just adding a little bit of gentle compression. And so that'll do. And then we have UAD. So again, preset for this is Mastering Loud PGM, which I assume means program. Add that on. Just gives it a slight lift. We just add a little bit of discrete gain. Don't know why. Just why not? I think that just brings the volume up a touch, but not not massively, I guess, well, because it's discrete. Okay, next is UAD Manley Massive Passive, and on this one I use the Dance Master preset. I am bringing the bass down a touch though. Then the BX Digital. BX Digital, we're just taking a little bit out the bottom end here. I think you can actually hear it when it's working. And also with this, we're just monoizing, if that's even a word. We're just putting the very bottom end in mono, so below around 127 kilohertz. So it sounds like a mono. That's the stereo. So that's the mid and side actually. So mid, side. And there's a little bit of a top end peak. I'm going to take a little bit of that down because that hi-hat seems a bit bright. Okay, next Kramer master tape. Again, we're just adding a little bit of tape saturation. And last but not least, Ozone 9. So this is basically just going to finish the job off for us. So we're just going to turn all these off. And we're going to use the medium intensity vintage module. Medium intensity loud and EQ. And then we're choosing streaming for the destination file as opposed to CD. Go next. Oh, it's not switched on, so let's switch it on first. Play the audio. It seems to have crashed a little bit, so let's try that again. Let's play the music first. Oh. No, it doesn't seem to want to work, so let's go back and try again. Oh, it was working in the background. Let's try it one more time. Doesn't seem to want. Oh, there we go. Hi, Uwoma Donor. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. I'm having some problems here. My Ozone 9 doesn't want to work properly, so let me try it again. It's not working. Oh, very frustrating. I'm just going to get rid of that. I'm going to try and load it again because it's probably the streaming. It's quite demanding. And I'm trying to do quite demanding things. So I'm just going to delete that and I'm just going to bring it in again. Ozone 9. Ozone 9. And we need to pick. We need to pick this. Pick the preset. So we want all-purpose mastering. Excuse me. Can't remember what preset I used. We just want something. What do we want? We want something just clean, really clean. Control dynamics. CD master. No. I can't remember which one I used before. So let's clean limiting. No. Is there a vintage one? Ah, Alessandro. Hello, mate. Long time no speak. Yes, I remember. Oh, thanks for following, dude. Yeah, back in the shop. It has been a while. New Age Vintage. What about that one? It's not the one I was using. What is the one I was using? Mastering. Oh, that's really frustrating. So I really want to get the one I was using because I like the combination. So I had a maximizer on there and everything. Well, let's just try it. Let's see what happens. Oops. I'm good, thanks to Alessandro. Still plugging away. How about you? What are you up to these days? How's your music going? Right, Ozone 9's asking me if I'm waiting for me to play audio. What do you think this is? Sorry, it's not that preset. What was the preset? Genre specific. Okay, well, let's go March genre specific. Maybe it was one of those. Modern electronic. Why is there no house or techno setting? Techno. Try that. No, it's not that, is it? So, one electronic. No. Ah, for the love of Christ. Pretty sure it was one of these presets. Oh, nice one, buddy. Glad to hear you're playing a few of my tracks. Glad you're still playing. Full stop. So many people drop by the wayside. Oh, what about Tight Dance? Is that? Oh, there we are. Tight Dance. So that is my plugin preset. So yeah, glad to hear you playing some of my tracks, mate. That's awesome, and thank you, Amazing Studio. It's very small, but I managed to pack a lot in. There's not a massive amount of gear actually. It's just a couple of controllers. The only bit of gear is the Behringer TD3, which is new. Yeah, my passion as well, mate. Yeah, it's all in the box apart from that TD3. I'm slowly going to start building little bits and bobs back up as I go, but just one thing at a time and very, very gradually. So I get to learn all the stuff that I use, not just overload with stuff and not know what to do with it. Okay, let's see if we can do this one more time. We're going to let it work now, see if it's just taking its time to figure it out. Yes, mate, I'm in Brighton now. Been down here since 2017. Loving it, absolutely loving it. It's the best place to live, I think. It's like London, but small and by the sea. With a great music scene. And lovely, lovely people. So, yeah, really loving it down here. Mrs. and I. Still not working. Very frustrating. I think my computer's a bit tired at this time of day. So I'm not quite sure what to do about that really, because I want to show you how it works. Oh look, it's doing it. Maybe I need to close it. Maybe it's the graphics. That's the problem. That's what I'm going to do. Let's. I'm just going to play it. Set it off. Close it. Give it some time. And turn it down as well. Just careful with your ears. This might come out really loud or something. Trying to work. Just not doing it. Come on. No, it's not doing it. Okay, we're going to have to call it quits there. I'm going to have to do this off the live stream. But that's basically the process. What I'll also do is I use this little speaker over here, which is the Avantone Mix Cube, which is a replica of the Auratone little grot boxes. Again, sounds terrible, but it's mono, it's single, so gives you an idea of how it sounds in mono, and also through a very terrible speaker. so as flat as anything. It kind of gives you an idea what it would sound like on an old mono radio. If you can get it sounding good on that, it will sound good on anything. That's the idea of that. So we're switching between the main monitors and that. Also, headphones. I've got a pair of these Pioneers, which are actually quite good. Can't remember what they're called. SCJ something or other? No, they're not DJ. They're basically their first studio monitor headphones they brought out. They asked me to give some feedback on them back in the day when I was at the shop, and they're actually really good. They sound like open backed. There's quite a lot of bleed for a closed back headphone, but they're quite large cup and they give a decent sound, so I've actually got used to those and I really like them. So switching between those, and I'll also use the sub pack, which is this bad boy, and that is gives you a feel of what the bass feels like. So literally what it'd be like to sit on a sub club, and again referencing other tracks, see how their bass sounds compared to my track on that. You get an idea of how your real low end is doing. Very I recommend that very highly. I think it's been essential. The amount of times I've finished a track and tried to play it out before I had that, and the bass is just all over the place. You bet you can't play them, even if you turn the bass right down on the mixer and the DJ mixer, still unplayable. So between those, you get a relative idea. Even for HCJX5, I don't think they are. Let's have a quick look. Studio headphones. HRM7. That's what they're called. These bad boys here. HRM7. Yep, there they are. Massive as well. We've got this massive band here, and it's not adjustable, so it kind of sits a bit low on the ears. But they sound great. I'm happy with them. Okay, so let's call it quits for today. Alessandro, nice chatting to you, mate. Thanks for joining. If you're up early enough in the mornings, I do a live stream every Tuesday and Thursday mornings at 7:30 a.m. UK time, and also Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:30 p.m. UK time. Thursdays I do. I'm gonna have a bit of a mix, and I'm gonna slowly incorporate some live elements, and eventually, hopefully, go completely live by the end of the year. And where we're doing, improvised live production, the live performance. But yeah, so if there's no questions, I will catch you next time. Alessandro, thanks again for joining me. It's been good chatting to you, mate. And I will catch you all again next time. Take care.
Psychology will not be. Nature of human behavior will never change or evolve.